Right, fucking topic of the day is we're just banging out a question. So, are you successful if you have a messy room? Now, obviously, this is a metaphor. I'm not literally talking about a messy room, but it's kind of the personality behind the successful person, if that makes sense. If it's messy or if it's not. So, it'll be interesting to see like me and Kyle's opinion. Obviously, I kind of prepared this question. I've had a little think about it. However, Kyle has literally just heard that as I've said it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see our variations in opinion on this topic. So, did you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I can go. I think speaking as a metaphor, if you have a tidy room, it means a few things. It means, for one, you care about your hygiene. Two, you are actually actively working on the appearance of things related to you. So your room is yours. You're looking after it. Same thing as if you had a business and it's tidy. You're looking after it. However, I don't particularly think it's so literal in the fact that if you do have a messy room, doesn't mean that your life isn't squared away.
Because you could always like prioritize other things.
Yeah,
So you could prioritize like business or this, which is actually more beneficial rather than a
yeah,
messy room, which is not really beneficial.
yeah,
I know it's the way I see it is kind of being successful or success, kind of. So yeah, has a kind of diverse kind of meaning because everyone has a different opinion on what is successful. But the way I like to look at it is that they're good in kind of all sort of realms. So if they've been given 100 problems, a successful person is going to be able to solve at least 90 of them, maybe 100. And an unsuccessful person is only going to be able to achieve or fix about 20 of them problems. Now, that's kind of how I see success because a lot of people see it as, oh, if he drives a sports car or a Ferrari, he is then now successful. But I think that's kind of wrong because he may have got that money from alternative ways that doesn't require somewhat intelligence and cannot be repeated. So you get what I mean with like diverse meaning of success.
yeah. There's definitely a diverse meaning. I I do have to say that if I did see someone in a Ferrari, I would instantly think he's successful
Yeah,
because I
but
think that's a logical thing to think.
then you'd think that, but
Um,
then is he actually successful? If that
yeah,
makes
no,
sense. If
you'd
you,
have to meet the bloke.
yeah,
You'd have to kind of find out, does he have a bit about him? Is he smart? Is he a fucking retard? Has he been given this money
yeah,
by his shitty parents? And if he has, then probably not successful.
yeah, because he'll only be able to solve like 20 problems out of
Yeah,
100 because he doesn't have the skill set to be a successful person. If that makes sense, 'cause that's what I'm trying to kind of get at with. Um, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at with the personality traits. If you have a tidy room and you're doing well in life, then you're more likely. I would see that as more of a successful person than someone that's in shit state, but has somehow got some money or somehow got a lovely wife or family to like a quite high caliber. I'd
yeah,
see that person that's squared away and fully good to go more successful than the person that's in shit state.
yeah. I think because they have actually spent the time on the little things and working up skills and habits that would lead them to that point. Um, I think it's similar as well, and it's a completely separate topic. But some chick said to me the other day that she doesn't like tall blokes because they're all dicks. Now I can expand on this a little bit. I'm not exactly tall. I'm average height. I'm 5'9". Um, but what I think happens when you're tall and you get instant attraction, like tall bloke walks in the room, obviously he's fucking tall. You're going to see him instantly. So obviously they have that instant kind of effect when walking in a room. But I wouldn't have that yet. The ability to kind of actually get into relationships and have women or whatever comes down to if you actually have a personality about you. Now the tall bloke who can walk in a club and get any chick just by his looks, because you can't even fucking speak in clubs. That's why I hate him. You can't speak to
Oh yeah,
chicks.
it's pointless.
So it's based on fucking tall bloke walking in a club. Yeah, simples, buckshy. But actually, he doesn't have to develop any skills or personality or be funny to girls or understand girls because he's like just walking in those clubs and getting
Yeah.
that.
So you'll get with that
Whereas,
fit chick, and
yeah,
then people class him as successful, but is he?
yeah. Whereas me, I would have taken up some skill and some charisma, and told a couple bullshit lies that I've told before, and actually develop those skills to be able to do that. So who's more successful in that realm? Well, decide for yourself.
Exactly. That's where it's equal, and that's where it's if the messy room kind of matters, because the tool cunt would probably have a messy room.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to tell because they're not seeing the room. If that makes sense. So if they did then obviously see the room, then the person that would be more successful is going to be you, let's say, because you would have the squared away room. You would have developed them skill sets, whereas the person that's tall in the club wouldn't have. They would have just been like that front Ferrari kind of sigil, if that makes sense. That's kind of the whole metaphor. I've probably lost quite a few of you now because you're just bouncing all over the place. But if you try to tie the links, you kind of see what I'm saying. Tall bloke in the club, the person in the Ferrari, they may have messy rooms. So you may think they're successful, but they're not, because they haven't built up that fucking personality, that fucking good foundation of good habits and good personality traits to be able to be that successful person. They've just somehow got it from X, Y, Z. Whereas the little guy in the club, the little man, he might be fucking brilliant, all of this X, Y, Z, but then he's not pulling the tings because obviously the straightaway attraction, they can only see one kind of factor on the top trump. So
to sum it up, that's why clubbing is gay.
Yeah, so we've just gone from messy rooms to that's why clubbing's gay.
Yep.
And also, to be fair, whilst we're on that point, I might actually want to point out, why do tall people always find it, like, why do they always put the fucking big shoes on and all that shit? Like, what I found is that the small people don't normally give a fuck.
Yeah.
They don't actually care. But then the tall cunts, they always try to put like elevated shoes on to make themselves like, now I'm 6'1", now I'm 6'2".
I'll tell you why. Because being tall is their only trait. So them being tall means there's someone taller than them in the club, which they're not going to allow to happen. So they need to, justify that and actually make themselves taller. Whereas me, I'm going to be small even if I did have fucking 2-inch heels.
Yeah, but everyone you tell that you're 5'9", they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Because they think you're taller.
Yeah.
Because like, well, I'm just shy of 5'11". Fucking, I don't even know at this point. Whatever 179 centimeters is. But yeah, people come up to me in car and they're just like, oh yeah, like you guys seem so much taller than you actually say you are. And it's just like, yeah, it's because it's kind of that energy level, how we hold ourselves, posture. It's things like that can actually increase your height, and that's kind of the success that we're on about, is that building that personality trait to be able to present higher levels of success rather than just that straight first kind of gratification that you kind of see with the tall person. Yeah, sound. So I think we'll probably leave it there, but have a little think about that. Is the person successful if they haven't earned it, or if they haven't built some sort of personality around being successful or getting success? Can they solve 90 problems out of 100?